Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Kempman. Albert, on our local segment today, some volleyball teams in the area are state ranked, and let's give them a little due.
And one of the things that George always mentions is that if you're ranked early, you have a chance to stay there if you keep winning. And we have 5 of them in the Valley, as George said, in the top 20. Crestview is number 7 in Division III. Wellsville, number 12. Western Reserve, tied for 13th. Maplewood, 15th. And Columbiana, 20th in Division IV. Good luck to those squads as they continue to move forward and try to keep those rankings. Also in rankings, next door, Slip Rock University, right across the border, is number 6. And the reason we wanted to mention them, there's a couple local players that are doing some serious damage there. Ursuline grad Jeff Marks and South Range grad Peyton Remish are doing some damage for those teams. Congratulations.
Let's talk about the Rock a little bit. In past years, when you talked Rock, you talked offense. All you talked about 40, 50 points a game, 2 receivers, 100 receptions each. This year they open with Wayne State, defensive battle. Next week, defensive battle. You can't go by Lock Haven because that. No. If someone should just tell Lock Haven what they told Duquesne basketball, either put some money in your program or get out. Because I don't know at 57-7 who benefited.
No one benefits.
Duquesne did. I mean, they obviously didn't. Lock Haven.
No. I remember you did a game about 10 years ago.
It's a true story, people. 77-7. This was only 57. They probably called it dogs, right, to be honest. I went down after the game. I shook hands with everybody. This is before COVID and such. And I said, guys, I like what I see in terms of your stick-to-itiveness. You haven't given up. You've stayed with the program. You haven't quit. This is before the portal and all that nonsense. But I said, I want to shake all your hands because if there's any life lessons here, you guys are going to get back up. You might not like the boss. You might not have a good day, but you're going to stay with it. And this, like, you watch college football. Back in our time, Chip Hilton, All-American, right. He was the quarterback and he punted.
Right.
I've not seen it since.
Lock Haven?
No. Quarterback's punter.
Yeah, so when you're a university playing scholarship sports. Yeah, this is a scholarship school. This isn't like Division III.
They don't even have a grad school, so they can't have any GAs.
Right.
Now, there's another thing.
Yeah, so when you look at that school, anytime you have a scholarship school this poorly, you have to look into saying we got to put some money into it or close it down. Talking about moving forward and seeing some really good people. The 36th annual cross country invitational took place at Boardman. The local kids really did well. We always have talked about Canfield's Nick Plant, who was sensational in the 800 in the state meet. Well, in cross country, he came 3rd place. It's a different event, George. You run those courses. He finished in 3rd. The Salem girls did tremendous, led by Maggie Hopple, who finished 3rd overall in Division II. In Division III, the Maplewood girls finished 2nd. McDonald's grabbed 3rd. Blue Devil standout Megan Hipple was the top overall finisher in Division III. George, those same schools are good every year. Yeah. In the cross country. When I hear
Boardman, I think cross country too. But the other school, but I mean hosting the event and stuff. But McDonald, they've had long distance runners for as long as you and I have been.
That was a legacy. Remember we went to 15 years ago. We went and visited and
his nephew, that cousin, the uncle ran here. You know,
they get each up in the morning. Yeah. They ring your phone at 5:30 in the morning, so you're ready to run.
Yeah, I mean, it's no accident when you have someone in Columbus on the podium
every year
for like 20 straight years. I mean, it's no accident. Yeah. Congratulations to all you kids. These cross-country courses can be quite hilly, too, especially around here. That's what happened in Pennsylvania a few times. They had some courses. You know, these kids would train all year. Then they would get to state college, and it would be completely different in terms of undulation.
Right. And so when we look at the local kids, and in any sport, we say to you, you better practice hard because there's a lot of good players, a lot of good runners, a lot of good players, athletes out there. No. That's why these kids are so good. We also had a Youngstown Country Club took care of the 14th annual AAC golf tournament. Boardman won that championship also in the boys and girls competition. Congratulations to the golfers at Boardman. For the boys, the Spartans were led by Ryan Sam, who was the tournament medalist at 72, and Madison Murphy was with the girls. Congratulations to both. Canfield came in second place, led by Connor Daggert. Howland came in third, led by Ethan Hewley. Also, Canfield placed second with the ladies. They were led by Jocelyn Zao, and Austin Fitch came second as a team. The Lady Falcons were led by Camille Hagan, who shot a nice round to finish in the top 20. Congratulations also to a local kid that's going to Ohio State for baseball. We won the Metro, A.J. Havella. We've talked about him on our show a couple times. The Big Ten is serious about baseball.
No, if he's going there in a Scully, no, right. That's it. See, everything else is out the window.
Yeah, a lot of players from the Big Ten end up playing in the Major League Baseball. That's a jumping step for getting to the AAA and then moving on to the Major Leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have 10 major leagues like they used to.
No, they don't. That's right.
You know, when he and I were growing up, there was
Class D, Class B, Class C.
Rookie minor. All of a sudden now, you're about two jumps.
It really is. College is the minor leagues for
and you go from out two, and the next thing you know, you're playing for the Pirates.
Right.
Let's talk about baseball. Only 2 weeks left. The reason I say that is pennant races, okay, we have a pretty good idea, except in the West in the National League. But wild card, whoever thought, I don't think when it might have been Bud Selig involved, to tell you the truth. And I remember thinking, saying, what's one more team? But man, oh man, the possibilities and the interest, we're going to pick at it too a little bit too, because you're going to have two teams in the National League in a wild card, possibly in a one-game devil may care, winner get all, with a 20-win differential.
Yeah, that is when we're talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are the name.
Yeah, and the Giants.
In sports, Dodgers and Yankees are the names in the sports. If the Dodgers happen to play St. Louis and get knocked out, then I will go on.
Albert, go ahead. You made me laugh the other day.
I definitely predicted that there will be a 3-game series.
Be a new system. If the Dodgers and Yankees aren't in, there's a new system.
Yeah, because the Dodgers they're going to win close to 110 games and be out in one game. I truly believe it's a good change. I don't think a team should have to play one game when you win 110 games.
At least play one and play two at home or something.
Yes,
hey,
they should have some.
Will they throw Wainwright?
They should. Yeah, that's their best pitcher right now. Yes.
He's got a little.
I don't know if Flaherty's healthy yet. If Flaherty's healthy, they have a chance.
Let's talk about that a bit. Win disparity of 20 games is hard. What is even more concerning to me is whoever wins it has to play the Giants. If it's the Dodgers and Giants, or Giants, Dodgers, vice versa, these teams are like knock each other out in the first round, and they won the most games.
By far.
Would you reseed?
I would. I know. I've said it forever. I go by the year, and I say it all along. If it's close by 1-2 games, then I wouldn't. And I've said this on the show before. I truly believe it. You base it on the record. This year, there's no question.
Okay.
There have to be reseed.
Here's my problem with seeding by record. And in football,
Because they don't play the same teams, or
what? Like last year, the Skins, 7-9, they win. Brady had to go there. Right. But, this year the best league might be somewhere else.
Right.
But my thought, they go right away, well, geez. And I said, well, yes, that's true, except you're forgetting one thing. They don't play the same schedule.
I thought you were going to say
And
that.
if they don't play the same schedule.
It's a different schedule. It's hard.
Yeah, I understand completely. That's what makes sense. Boston, they had those COVID issues. They looked like they were going to fall out of it.
We thought that.
And they got like a boxer that gets off the canvas.
Yeah, they got Sale back, who really helped.
Oh.
And now they got Barnes back in the bullpen. They got the two best pitchers back. They have off days that are coming. Boston has the best chance of a wild card.
I like to see Baltimore on my schedule. Do you?
Yeah, if Boston does not, if Boston doesn't make the wild card, it'll be surprising, because everything's set up for them. Sale and Evaldi can pitch almost 7 times in the last 13
I gave a guy them way back then. He's all happy with me.
Has to be.
But I gave him the Cubs too, so he's not that
happy. That one, right?
No, it's tough. You knew they were going to trade older players.
Yeah, so the team that's really disappointing, you mentioned them already, is the Yankees. No one can figure out how they lose 2 out of 3 to Baltimore, how they lose 2 out of 3 to Cleveland.
I just put that down. I get in April, but pennant race time right now,
Right.
they should be feasting on the Orioles. They didn't. And I love the Indians, but they should be feasting on the Indians.
If you're a playoff team, you lose ground this time of year. So right now they're on the ground looking up at Toronto and Boston, and unless they turn around and do something with their approach, and I mean the approach of putting the ball in play, I don't think they're going to catch them.
How about this? One of the Reynolds has a sore side or a sore neck. No, Al Campman.
I know.
There's 2 weeks left. Short of cutting my neck off.
Yeah, Gallo.
I'm out there.
Yeah, Gallo said I can't play bad neck.
Sore neck.
They're so used to that, though. The agents take over their lives and say, "Hey, you got to be 100% to play. You can't go out there at 80%." There are some that look in the eye and say, "I don't care what you say. I'm going to play."
Yeah.
But there's other ones that follow exactly what they tell them.
Yeah. 2 week streak and you win it. Imagine that. You go 10-4, you're going to win it.
Yep. Because they're playing Boston and Toronto.
Can I tell you anybody? And I watched Toronto. Let me tell you what. I watched them last week closely. I don't want to face that lineup.
No, they're very dangerous.
I do not want to face that monster.
Guerrero,
he's a monster.
Yeah, Guerrero Jr. is my favorite guy, my favorite hitter to watch. And the pitchers went around in decent shape.
Well, Robbie Ray could get to say,
they're dangerous. He's up there, no question. He's up there.
Bichette. Couple of
Right
legacy guys, Guerrero, Bichette, couple of legacy.
There's no question
And
about it.
Didn't they start out in Florida?
Yeah,
Didn't they play their games? Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, they played in Buffalo.
Played 3 places.
Yeah, they started out slow, too. And now they've come out really strong. Boston's regrouped, and Yankees going the opposite direction. For you Yankee fans, they're going to have to really make a change, no question about it.
I told my buddy, we have a buddy that's a Yankee fan. We won't talk to him because he's too ridiculous. But I told him this. I said, if George was alive, Boone's long gone.
Oh, yes.
And the GM's long gone, Cashman.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Yeah, Steinbrenner didn't mess around because he thought the Yankees had a right to win.
Yeah.
If they didn't win, they were out.
Yeah, he might have been, overzealous.
Yes.
But he wouldn't have stood for this.
No, he wouldn't have stood, no.
No, this. Now, let's talk about Ohtani. You and I have talked about him. Can you argue with the 40-plus homers? No. Can you argue with the pitching? But this once-a-week pitching thing, which they've now shut him down, I want to add to that. I'm going to jump on his back. Crowning him the MVP. You and I are from a time that Ernie Banks couldn't win it. Mm-hmm. This, everybody, the Dairy Queen thing. And I've heard the analysts on ESPN say this. You ready for this? Winning is not a quarterback statistic.
Oh my
well, then just take Montana and Bradshaw and put them out.
Yeah, I can't believe they say that.
Yes, this is what has evolved because they're all metrics.
Yeah, so you know how wrong that is.
Oh, it's not.
That is one of the ultimate worst statement that I've never seen. When I pitched, and that was my favorite thing to do. If I lost 2-1, I was discouraged, and if I won 8-7, I was happy as a lark. The object is to win games in any sport. I don't care what sport it is. And my crux is they're calling him the greatest of all time. Has he played a full year yet?
No, not a pitcher.
How can you call a guy the greatest of all time? And now all of a sudden he's hurt. So how do you know he's not going to be hurt the next 3 years? Let a guy please play 10 years.
Let him do it for 5. At least 5 with a pitcher.
Miguel Cabrera. He's a modern player. He's one of the greatest of all time. Because he was playing and he kept playing.
Yeah, he's got numbers like Lou Gehrig.
Because he kept playing. I don't want guys that are made superstars in 1 year.
We agree 1,000%. And we don't always agree on that. But I'm going to say this. It's like pitching him once a week. I mean, okay. Is he a regular pitcher pitching once a week?
Well, what it does, it screws up the other pitchers.
That, too.
I mean, you understand?
Well, there's no concern for them at all.
No, they don't even think about it.
They just want to get Trout back in there and fill the stadium. That's their goal.
That's their goal, fill the stadium.
To make money and without Trout. And Joe Matt, he'll find a way to show off and get his name in the headlines as much as possible, too, whether it's batting him second. Yeah,
somebody asked me about the Angels, said, why are they not being chastised? And I said, because Joe Madden's there. Somehow he has won over every media guy.
Matt Ryan.
In the pro football.
Buck Showalter.
And
Shanatan, young Shanatan.
Yes.
Has he won some? I remember I was in the hospital. No, he didn't win anything. Okay. And the dude at New Orleans, don't get me wrong, he's won once. Mm-hmm. But he's been there 20 years.
He's been a long time.
law average once every 30. I mean, because he's a genius. I saw him yesterday. He got the genius knocked out of him yesterday. And all of a sudden, that eye operation that Jameis Winston had didn't take hold yesterday.
No, that's what he's going to give you. He's going to win some games and he's going to lose some games. That's who he is.
Yeah, we'll talk about the NFL. Now, let's start locally with our boys. The Browns, they rebound. Now, I know Baker Mayfield's a all-in guy, and he's a team guy, and, you know, he's got that little fire. Can't make that tackle. No, you're going. Listen, you were this close to being out for the year, buddy.
Yeah, all these quarterbacks have to watch what they do. There's no question. Anytime there's major contact,
he did go left shoulder.
You got to try to stay out. You got to try to stay out of it.
You get in angles so someone else can run them down. You know, cut the sideline, but do not go in their shoulder first. He's lucky.
Never thinking that I had the Browns picked really high this year. And boy, if I dropped off in 2 weeks with their defense. I thought they were going to be pretty good defensively. Now I understand Kansas City going through.
Who don't they go through?
But Houston went through them too, and
They did.
It's frustrating to me watching that they're not as good as I thought they're going to be.
Didn't they lose Tyrod Taylor for the year again? He's up.
I know he's hurt. Is it for the year?
That's what I heard. It's possible.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That poor guy. Last year he's finally starting. They give him a shot and they crack his rib with a shot or puncture his lung.
I remember that happening.
And now he finally, you know what? They've been playing pretty well. That's a good game at the Browns.
They're playing great.
And then he gets hurt. Let's talk rivals. We're talking Browns. So you think they better pick that defense up? The Brownies. I saw Baltimore last night with my own eyes.
Oh, no, the league's a good. But there's a lot of good teams out there. There's a lot of good teams.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and Baltimore can score, too. Their defense is weak also. Cincinnati's average on both sides.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's hurt right now. I don't know how. I never know what to think about Pittsburgh.
Hey, they're beating at home. In the old days, if you'd have told me Oakland's coming in, hasn't been a game in 2 years. No. It hasn't been in 2 years.
There's the line. Please stop talking. It's not the old days.
Yeah, the crowd was
means
all geeked up.
It means zero to anybody.
But let me say this about their defense. 24. In today's game, you always say that.
Yeah, I think it's their offense. I do say that all the time.
Yeah, 24 is not many points.
Yeah, you got to score points. They're not scoring 8 points.
Cincy, I watched that game. Burrow, I think he threw back-to-back INTs, 2 for bringbacks.
Yeah, so when you throw interceptions in the
You're
NFL,
lose.
2 things we've talked about on the show before. If you throw them for a touchdown or you throw them in the end zone, they both come back to kill you.
That makes my head hurt the most when you throw. Then last night there was a pick 6 in the game.
Start out the game like
the
that.
Honey Badger.
Yep.
At about 30-1 on FanDuel if you had the defense. Let's talk about Baltimore and the Chiefs. I called him last night. I hadn't talked to him about a day and a half. I had to call him. I said, there can't be a scarier play than a 2-point conversion snapped to the Baltimore quarterback. What in the world? Well, if he's either going to pick it in and pull it out, and he's going to roll, and he's either going to beat you to the corner 1,000 miles an hour, or he's going to throw it to a guy deep in the end.
Yeah, that. If he stays healthy, and I always say that as much as he runs, he seems to have a knack for avoiding contact. But Baltimore is really different offensively.
They can't catch him, Al.
Yeah,
the guy laugh when they go, they're going to knock. Who's knocking him out?
Right.
Who hits him?
Yeah, unless he gets hit from 2 different
And that'll
angles.
be standing there, right?
Right, I think
there
so.
You go. I agree.
Yeah, he's something spectacular, something different, no question about it.
Yeah, and he throws a deep ball
Just
great.
Enough. He just throws it
the crossing one, sometimes he's a little behind but the deep one, he
fine.
Lays it in there.
He's fine, yeah.
He lays it in there real nice. We talked about Houston being a little better. We can agree to that. Opening week, they just took names with Jacksonville. But here's one. Elle and I talked last night. What is it? You could put different name in the back. You can put whatever you want, but you put the Charger uniform on, and you lose late.
Yeah, Chargers in Minnesota.
Oh,
I have no idea how or when or where it's going to happen. The quarterback, kicker, penalty, but it happens year in, year out because they both have good teams.
The ball was in the 17.
They both have good teams
for Minnesota.
Yes. They both have good teams.
The 17-yard line, that poor coach, I get on him. He had to put his headset down thinking he had this one.
That's the worst feeling in the world, watching a guy miss that kick from that.
See, and I hate kickers. See, that's my problem. Like, I don't have any use for him. What did Parcells had the best line? They were playing, he was in New England, and the doctor came over, he was shaking his head sideways. He goes, Bill, he goes, I don't think whoever it is can play today. He goes, good, I don't want him to play. I want him to kick. Like, get him out there.
That's Parcells.
That's Parcells. I thought it was a line. Hey, Jets, and poor New York, have they suffered enough in New York? Jets and Giants 0-4.
Yeah, the Jets are not good, but the Giants are. And I will predict the Giants will come back.
Think they can come up to 9-7.
Oh, I do. I think Giants can have a good year.
You know who's got to play, though? Barkley. Played a little bit the other night. I could tell from his FanDuel number that he wasn't going to play the whole game.
Right.
It went down 10 yards.
Yeah, his healthiness is always a channel.
How about the legs on? Oh,
no question about it.
Mm-hmm. Dallas, that's a big win. I mean, not that any game isn't, but a win on the road like that.
A win on the road in the league. That's a good point. That's why the Raiders win was so big, because you try to win on the road.
Yeah.
You try to win any game you can on the road.
Let's look at another one. You know, the Rams win. They go into Colts. Indy 0-2, both home games. Not a good start.
Yeah, they are probably the most disappointing team of football, I would think, because Leonard's been out. Wentz is always hurt.
You got hurt again.
Yeah, so there's certain guys just get hurt and it kills you. But Leonard is the key to the defense for the Rams.
Tua's hurt again. You thought he was slight.
I'm just not a big Tua guy. I hope he proves me wrong, because I like to root for guys I don't think it's right. But still, it seems like he's an average Joe.
I got to say this right now. Whatever the punishment may be with Watson, I go after him and take it.
You take it anyway.
Yeah, in other words, I say, okay, we'll suspend him 8 games, whatever the league
says. That was the place they thought was going to end.
But we want him.
They thought he was getting up there.
Because Tua, he's hurt too much.
I think the Miami fans would boo for the first.
He threw a touchdown.
Threw 3 touchdowns, right? Yeah, exactly.
Like the dude for the Ravens when he knocked the lady, now his wife. Yeah, they were mad that he ran for the touchdown.
Yep.
NCAA football. We're going to talk about Ohio State. Obviously, that's our boys. Penn State we'll start with because of the whiteout. It was something special. I heard Tiki Barber say he had never been there. He said, oh, my Lord. He said Auburn thought, they had played in front of some crazy fans, and they have. He said, but this whiteout's right at the top.
Yeah, I told my grandson, I said, look it up. He said 106,000 fans. I said, that's bigger in the city. They're there in all white shirts going crazy. That is why a lot of kids choose.
How many recruits would you say Saturday night? 10?
Oh, yeah.
Minimum?
Yeah, I know the best player in West Pennsylvania signed with them after that game. Yes, he did.
Okay, so
right away, that's what happened.
Ohio State. Now, 2 things about Ohio State. 1, here's the bar. And 2, every year it's going to be tough to just pulverize everybody. They're at the point now when they win by 10, it was a bad day.
Yeah, that's the truth. And what I see is, a major theme early, and Ohio State fits it. You can get some other team to win it this year. I mean, there's a team that can win it out there. But Oklahoma's struggling, Clemson's struggling, Alabama's not near as good.
Everybody thought they were one of the greatest teams. You know who has it on the paper?
Yeah, Georgia does.
Georgia.
Yeah, no question.
But they got to do it.
But they haven't done it, so I can't take that. So I'm saying out there, there's some undefeated teams that if they play well, these teams are all beatable this year. I mean,
Cincinnati,
every one of them.
Brigham Young. Let's talk about that a little bit. Pitt loses to a MAC team, and I don't know.
Not surprising.
There's a code between coaches as soon as the game's over. Tough game. Man, Campman had his team ready. They're a well coached. That guy comes up. He goes, I watched old film. He goes, they haven't changed anything in 6 years. I think he wants the job.
That's what Michigan's coach said. Yeah. That's why he believes. He believes in that Michigan State defense he brought there, and he doesn't have Michigan State.
He's going upstairs.
Yeah, is that what he said?
He said they missed a bunch of changes. That's what he called them. And he said
he's blaming the assistant coaches now.
Indirectly. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's his.
And that's the same thing today that Ohio State. He changed defensive coordinators. Yeah. How can you hire a guy after one game say you did something wrong?
And you pay him over $1 million.
It's wrong.
And what would make you come out after the game and say, he didn't call the plays today? Why?
I know. Because he has to. These guys' egos, I said it on the show already. No. I've said it a million times. Their egos are so out of control. I can't stand it.
No, you got it right.
Amazing.
West Virginia beats a nice Virginia Tech team. I didn't realize they ended on the 4 of Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I did. I listened to that. Well, the big thing about that tells me how good Maryland is. And Maryland beat West Virginia.
Yeah, it was a home team win, though, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying, but they beat West Virginia.
No.
These teams are pretty good. These
How about next year? Pitt opens with them.
With Maryland?
West Virginia.
Okay.
That won't be easy. UCLA upset. We were talking the other day in the radio. We tons of points. And the stink of Fresno, they gave Oregon all they wanted. That should have been your tip-off.
Yeah, they scored. How about that? I didn't realize they scored with 14 seconds left. I did not know that Fresno won that game.
And what was the game? 67 points.
They scored 4 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes. 4 minutes.
Well,
yeah, something. That was the last quarter. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Here's interesting. Arizona State. We thought.
Yeah, I thought George thought BYU, and I thought Arizona State. I thought Arizona State that was prime after BYU beating Utah.
Well, that
tells you how good BYU is.
I got to tell you, I was telling people, if you get a chance, stay up late some night. Watch his quarterback. Like, there's fast, then there's what he runs like.
Think about that.
He's different. Now, these other guys are fast, and they don't want him running. He's had a history of concussions. But my Lord, Albert, when he runs.
Yeah, it's interesting because Wilson gets drafted number 2 in the NFL draft, and then they followed up with another great quarterback. That's great recruiting.
I hate to tell you who I think.
That's great recruiting.
I don't like to tell you who I think.
You like the one now, huh?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. He's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Southern Cal down 14-0. I'm thinking, they're done. They're discombobulated. The quarterback got hurt. Yeah, how about 38 straight?
Give Rick Neuheisel credit in the preseason. He said the best quarterback's on the bench.
Oh, he said,
wait till you see this freshman
quarterback. Hey, freshman, not redshirt freshman.
No, he said, wait till you see. He said,
no, freshman.
I've never seen. He's better than Slovis. He said, but he should have told old Clay Helton.
Yeah.
Clay kept playing Slovis, and now when they got some people get lucky, you get injury, and you get the best player in there. It's amazing.
How about the Florida Alabama? 21-3. I'm thinking how I can make it end at 15. That's how I'm trying to do. Next thing I know, closer. They're going for 2 to tie the game. Now it tells you 2 things. One, Florida's. I always told Al my problem with Muschamp was I honestly felt anyone could win 9 games in Florida, and it appears Mullen is proving that. But they had Alabama. They almost pulled that off.
Well, how it happened is that's why I said Alabama's not near as good. I mean, Florida ran the ball down their throat like they weren't there.
Yeah.
No one runs the ball in Alabama.
Never.
They went up and down the field inside the tackles, 250 yards rushing. All these teams, that's my second time on the show, I said it. They're all beatable this year.
Hey, Miami and Florida State, have you ever seen those two that bad at the same time?
No.
I'm telling you, people, Coach Prime will be the next coach.
They will be.
And it won't be long.
It's coming.
It won't. And the dude at Miami, he better be running.
Yeah.
Georgia, 5-star recruit.
They're playing the best ball in the country.
All over the field.
Yeah, the team is playing the best of Georgia. But I will say this. The one team that has a chance still to win, and we call it on the show, is Clemson. They still have not allowed a touchdown.
Nope.
Clemson's defense has to be
Serious.
serious.
They have a 5-star quarterback, a 5-star runner, and a 5-star receiver.
And they're missing a 5-star line, huh?
Well, there you go. Hey, and like I said, I never say this. Never. The refs.
I do. I say it all the time.
They gave the game the other night to Oak State. Scoop and score by Boise. We've had Gene Steratore on our radio show. He said it over and over. Let it play out. Throw the beanbag, but don't blow it dead.
Right.
Because they thought it wasn't. They went back. It was a fumble, and they took the touchdown away and made them score in a driving rainstorm. They took the game from Boise.
The referees are being too much a part of the games these days. They need to have a huddle with their boss and say, listen, the best referees, the best umpires, the best in any sport, when you're not seen. When you're part of the game and you're not, yes, that's the way to do it.
Hey, a couple things if you care about such things. North Carolina, they put the points up. It's like pinball for them. If you get a chance, same with Mississippi if you're of that persuasion.
Well, the team that can win it right now, that's the team. If I had I'm going to look on the odds, George. I'm getting them. There's never been an offense like this ever, except for the LSU team. Maybe Alabama last year. But they're better defensively. Now, they've always been so pathetic defensively. I really love Mississippi.
Hey,
you understand? Tulane played Oklahoma top.
Yeah, and we're done on this one. Last week we were on the show and we said, do you think Clay Helton will make it? By the time we got to the parking lot, he was fired. You heard it here. Thanks for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk.